welcome to the broadcasting lounge for another Thursday night. Some more HPR series racing here at Imola tonight. I'm Shane White. Alongside me in the lounge tonight is Leon Ware. How are you, Leon?
Oh, I'm fantastic, mate. Happy to be here with you.
Yeah, always a good night here in the lounge, and we've got some exciting racing coming up tonight. The guys are just wrapping up qualifying, and we can have a quick look at what we've got in store for us there as we look out over the scenic views around Imola here. So, nice little 4.86 kilometre circuit there, Grand Prix circuit, famous for Formula 1, and I think you might have dug up a bit of history for us there, Leon.
Of course I did, mate. Of course I did. Of course, probably most famous for being being so close to Maranello. I'd say they probably put a bit of time and effort into this track again, and then of course a couple of famous unfortunate deaths there as well. Tamburello being the most famous one, took the life of Ayrton Senna there. So yeah, we're always very mindful of that and thankful that there is now a chicane there to break your fall.
Yeah, very sad day there in '94 during the 94 San Marino Grand Prix. Yeah, and home track of Ferrari as well, being so close to Maranello, hence the official name of the track, Autodromo Enzo e Dino Ferrari.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, that pretty special place really in the hearts of everyone that's been sort of into Grand Prix or motor racing, in fact, in general throughout history. But yeah, hopefully it makes for some good racing tonight. We don't have any weather.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what the forecast. Oh, we just lost Leon in the lounge for the moment. I think somebody must have wanted to talk to him downstairs, so that's why he's cut short mid-sentence there. And as he comes back to us,
yeah, the boys just pulled me out of the lounge there. So yeah, anyway, that whole big yarn that I just spun there, that was great. If you could just hold with me for a sec there, Shane, I'm just going to throw a shout out to the boys and tell them what's going on for the night. If you just want to pick up the tab for me there, mate, while I go and let them know what's going on.
Yeah, sounds good, Leon. Cheers.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so I think Leon was about to talk about the weather. I have been in and had a look myself, and when I looked during practice, there was no rain on the forecast, so it looks like we should be in for a dry race tonight, which I think will be a first for this season of the debut season of the HPR series, so it'll be a first for the HPR series entirely. Just rolling through a bit of a warm-up session at the moment before they get to the grid. We might have jumped in a little bit early, but never mind. So a few guys out there doing some laps, following Jack Hintz at the moment on track, warming the tyres up. And we do have a 1 hour and 15 minute race tonight, so it's an enduro race, part of the enduro format of the series. So it's one of our 4 enduro rounds, and that will mean, as I said, an hour and 15 minutes for these guys making their way around this course. And as part of that, there will be 2 compulsory pit stops. So that will be an interesting strategy element for the guys there to see when they take their pit stops. They'll be required to take a minimum of 2 tyres at each stop as well. So interesting strategy calls for them to work their way around that compulsory pit stop rule, Leon.
Yep. Looks like there will be a couple of interesting strategies. Hopefully that gets pulled out.
And I mentioned while you were out for a second there that it didn't look like there's any rain on the horizon in practice. Is that still the case? Can you give us an updated forecast?
I'm seeing the radar now, and we're not seeing anything coming up. Weather forecast says that we are 0% all the way through till 10 p.m. tonight. So yeah, no, it looks like we won't see any moisture on the track. Winds are staying pretty calm, temperature's staying pretty calm. So hey, I guess the 15th of the 5th, 2024 is a good day at Imola.
Yeah, for sure. So we should get to see some good hard racing. No worries about weather, and it'll simply be, as far as strategy, the call will be when do guys want to get in to make those 2 stops for a minimum of 2 tyres each time. Which tyres do they change? Do they just go 4 each time?
I
It'll
may
be-
I may have made a mistake just then because they asked me what the minimum tyres were and I didn't know. So, well, whoops. I said do whatever you want, but you got to pit stop. So if we could just gloss over that fact and then just watch however that goes, that would be really good. So hey, if you guys don't take your tyres tonight, you're not going to get disqualified because that's my fault, and I'm going to wear that on that one all the way. Yeah, whoops. But,
we'll
you know,
just
spice things
blame
up.
we'll just blame Doug for not turning up tonight, eh?
That's a way better idea. Absolutely way better idea. Because, he just comes in, he goes, oh, Leon will pick up the tab, He didn't even tell me, mate. What do you Bloody Doug. I'm out for you, mate. I'm coming around to your house tomorrow.
I'm sure he'll be watching too, so you better look out, Doug.
He will be. Wicked, righto. Taylor Mitchell taking out the LMP class. Oh, sorry, the hypercar. 129.3. Hamish Cleveland following him. That's a name I haven't seen in here for a while. I suppose I haven't been in the GT3s for a little while, so I wouldn't know. Jack Hintz, Mark Price following him. And of course, as per your regular program, ladies and gentlemen, we have Mackenzie Stewart taking out the P1 and GT3 class. How good? Nick Mitchell following him. Matthew Gerard behind him. Colin Hodgkinson. Mr. Plow. Mr. Sean McNamara himself. Pulling it there in P6, are we? P5? 5. Here you go.
Yeah, showing 11th overall on the grid there on screen, but P5 in class, so not a bad effort from Sean. Massive 31 cars in total tonight as well, so.
Good result. No, bloody good. Yeah.
And as we continue looking down the order, we've got Mark Mudgeway, Ryan Cotterill, Daniel Scholes, Randall Luapuni, Jason Bigby,
Yeah.
Kristen Jenkins, Chris Zalewski.
Cool names in there, picking up the heavy lifting for us down there in the GT3 class.
Yeah.
Cool.
Leon Ware showing 23rd there.
Oh!
24th, Michael Vanderhaas, Nico Cordier, Jonathan Turner, Dan Turner, Richard Saunders, Thomas McCall, Wayne Hartnell.
Yep.
And then rounding out the grid will be Steve Arthur as they're rolling away behind the safety car. So we can flick back to our timing tower and we can see the cars rolling around on that formation lap. A little bit of stuttering coming through on my end, unfortunately, but hopefully that.
Yeah, I can see a wee bit to you on there. If you need to, mate, you can drop that Discord one out as well. I can watch it from my end. If you do, you can do your thing.
Okay, I'll see how that goes.
May a wee bit. Two streams, it's probably not super enjoying it. And we're away. Taylor Mitchell, he's gone.
Yeah, so Taylor Mitchell gone, leading the GT3 class away, and we can jump back to Mackenzie Stewart leading GT3 away, crossing the line as well. So both classes underway, and as we jump to Jack Price in the middle of the GTP class, all looking pretty clean so far.
Yeah, good to see. A
couple of guys jumping out, looking to see if they can make a move there early on, and we've got the GT3 class coming up to the Villeneuve chicane now, and they have settled down into single file nicely as well. So there were some concerns about the V8 Enduro on Tuesday night with some big grids, but we saw relatively clean racing there, and maybe these guys are starting to get the idea that long races you can't win it on the first lap.
Yeah, absolutely. And with a bit of luck, like that was really cool racing on Tuesday. That was fantastic. I had a blast. Obviously, I wasn't up here with you, but yeah, I had a blast. And seeing a lot, even guys that were coming towards the back that were obviously, have had quite unfortunate race and were floating around. It wasn't just like they were moving over for everyone. It was still a structured and very well done race. I just think it was great. So hopefully that sentiment echoes, and we can keep that going all the way through here. So share that in the hypercar and the GT3 class. Looks like
Yeah.
Matthew Gerard is about to give a wee wake-up call, saying hello there. And P3 to P2 in the GT3 class, if he can make it stick. Going back onto the straight now, that's going to be fun. Should have a nice wee toe here.
Yeah, Matthew putting plenty of pressure on Nick in front of him, so good battle for that final podium position in GT3 at the moment. And as they come under the bridge, Matthew's getting right under his rear wing.
Very mature decision there. It was looking like he just didn't have quite the speed for it, so I don't think that's a bad move. I think he can bide his time on a wee bit on this one. He can probably push Nick and force him into a bit of an error. Like he is right on his tail and he's ready to go.
Good battle mid-pack in GTP at the moment as well. Mark Price and Scott McKenzie. I'm getting my names split up. And Steve Darren getting alongside as well and just spinning out there, unfortunately, for Steve.
Damn.
So had a little bit of a sniff, tried to go for the gap and just made light contact, which sent him spinning around. So we can probably grab a quick replay on that, see if we can get it from a different angle. Bit of a look here, he's got the run.
It's a real shame. He was just going in a bit too hot.
Yeah, just down at Autmn there, and just.
It sort of didn't help that he got a wee bit of his front end cut off, but yeah, no, he obviously had a wee bit of contact there and a wee bit of how you going. But yeah, no, he was definitely still there. So Scotty, you were giving it a push, but racing incident at the end of the day, they both had a few issues and bobs there, didn't they? So.
Yeah, there's a bit of a pinch point down there at that second part of Autmn. It's quite a tight right hand, they're 90 degrees down there, and with the way the track flicks back to the left afterwards, you do have to you are trying to be quite far over to the right to open up that little flick left. So yeah,
for sure. Yep. So I can't blame him too much because so we're going to put that on both years, I think. But it still looks good. Everything's happy.
Here we go though, Matthew Gerard putting the move on Nick Mitchell and able to get it done this time around, just getting the draft down the main straight and alongside before the braking point and makes his way through. Well
done, mate. Very well done.
And
like I say, I think he was very, very smart just biding his time there, and you could see that he was getting on there and he was quite a bit faster, so a very, very wise decision, mate.
Yeah, just going back to the replay, and you can see he was very much under his rear wing much earlier and able to get that draft and pull out of the draft to get the move done nice and cleanly there. Excellent, Steve Arthur also having a bit of a moment out there on track, and we're going to hopefully see what happened to him here. Just that rear end getting loose and going around on him. Probably that dreaded traction control stall out there, I think.
Yeah, bit of a tricky one on these cars, isn't it?
And doing a very sensible 3-point turn to get back going.
That a boy. What else we got that's close by? I can't see the timing tower, so I'm just sort of making a bit of just trying to find some people through my head.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the timing, both at the timing tower and on the SDK screen on my end.
And I tell you what, if you just make it very vocal, Shane, this person, this lap, and it was this race here at 6:22 p.m. on the 15th of 5th, 2024 here at Maranello. If you could just check out this lap, then you'll know that person spun out. And then I'll spend 10 minutes looking for it, and it'll just be a bit of an ordeal. But I'm ready to take up the challenge, mate. I'm ready.
Of course, now that I've cut off that Discord stream, when I go to the replays, Leon won't be able to see that, so he won't necessarily be able to see what I'm talking about.
I'm there in spirit, I promise. I'm there in spirit. But hey, is your system running much better?
Yeah, it is. Yes, it's gotten rid of the lag, so that's a positive.
Yeah, they just trying to stream there at 1440 at 60 FPS was probably even too much.
Yeah, might be the case. Yeah. So Nick Mitchell continuing coming on some pressure, and actually Matthew Gerard's just slowed up there. Nick's going to be able to find his way past, and I think Cullen Hodgkinson might follow him through as well. No, Matthew's just been able to slot in between them.
Matthew had an off at. Oh, it's my arch nemesis. That corner, man. It hates me with a passion, with absolute passion. It is that turn 6 I just always sing off into the gravel on that one, man. I have to train myself out of it so hard, and I think that's where that just that swallowed Matt up there as well. But he seems to be coming back nicely, which is cool.
Unfortunately, SDK doesn't appear to be giving me any off-track data on that one, so I can't bring up the replay to see exactly what happened. But yeah, it's given us a nice little three-way battle pack here, as Colin Hodgkinson was putting some pressure on Nick Mitchell after he had already dropped behind Matthew, and
Yeah, bloody cool.
now Colin putting the pressure on Matthew himself, and that might actually relieve things from Nick a little bit and allow him to get his head down and push forward.
Oh, I just heard over the radio there, Mr. Matthew Gerard. Yeah, he's got a slowdown, so he's letting him go.
Oh,
Yep, so that'll be sucky.
Yeah, he must have run a little bit wide through the middle of the Ravatsa section there, and I think there's a slowdown to be picked up if you do just get outside that line, and he's obviously done that and had to clear that down the main straight, and actually he's had to back right out of it to make sure he clears that before he runs out of time.
Yeah, so. I know that feeling. You try and push it a wee bit more just to keep that position, and those seconds tick down very fast for giving up that time, very fast if you're not careful. And it seems to be, I don't know whether it's just me, but here seems to be a very tricky track to bleed those slowdowns off. You've really got to cut your pace down to that's going to be a massive point tonight. You know, we've got an hour and 50 pace, like it's a hell of a haul. And yeah, keeping those slowdowns in check is going to be a big one. So I'd say incident points are also going to come into play here. Regardless of what class you're in, I think we're going to start finding that there's some people that are looking. So highest so far I've seen, yeah, Randall, he's got 9 so far, so like he's getting up there, isn't he? Other centuries is Matthew Gerard, he's showing 6, Daniel Scholes 5, Steve Arthur 5, Mark Price 5. You know, they're starting to chalk up pretty quick. Nathan Gardner as well on 8. So yeah, definitely going to be something to keep an eye on. Because correct me if I'm wrong, do we have 20 incident points or 18 incident points tonight here before penalty?
You're probably better placed to get that information than I am at the moment.
No stress. It looks like every 15 penalties you'll get a drive-through, and at 40 penalty points you'll be told to get back in your trailer and bugger off home.
That's. I mean, 40 is a lot, and I think if you get to 40, you're probably, and you've served 2 drive-throughs already, you're probably sort of,
absolutely.
Yeah, probably not going to be too worried about it.
Pretty impressed if someone could get there.
But
demo derby, if you can get to 40, you're doing pretty good, boys. So
yeah, for sure.
Good on you, Dougie. Though.
But 15 for a drive-through for a longer race, that's pretty brutal. And if we've got guys already on 9, we're not too far away from seeing those guys taking the trip through the lane already.
Yeah, for sure. Like, they'll be aware that it's a long race, but I mean, these things happen, eh? Some of them you can get 4 incident points just at the drop of a hat without even thinking about it. You can drop a wheel here and there. That turn 6 that I was talking about, it is so easy to get an off track there. You can still be completely on the racing surface, like it isn't on that green bit, which debatable, you know, as a racing surface, but you're not in the gravel, and you can still get a slowdown there. So really, really tight margins on that, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And it is obviously a Grand Prix circuit, and the Grand Prix circuits on iRacing are notorious for being very easy to pick up those 1x off tracks. And well, if you're picking up one of those every lap, I mean, Stonesy was talking in practice about he was getting an off track just about every lap. If he's doing that in the race, he's very quickly going to be having to take a trip through the lane.
Yep, sure. Very quickly. What else we got? You know what? I think I'm gonna give something away to someone that gets the least incident points tonight. I think and right now it's me. So yeah, that'd be cool when I give myself a wee gift. That'd be quite pleasant actually.
I think you have to actually complete the race to be valid for that, don't you?
Yeah, I think that's true, but I'm just gonna keep pretending like I'm. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. You'll do a lap right at the end and cross the finish line. That'll count as finishing the race.
Correct. Yep. Who are we at the moment? Jack Hintz on 1 incident point. So right now he's leading the charge, mate. I don't know what I'm going to give you. I'm going to look into the prize cupboard. If you start hearing rumbling noises and someone crashing around in the dark, then you know I'm going through the SCNZ prize cupboard to find something cool for you, man. But Yep. He who ends tonight on the last instant points, they get the booby prize. What it is, TBA. But it's going to be something. It'll be cool. I have been known to send bags of little confetti wieners. So if that, don't be surprised if it comes. It's all right. It'll be with your prize. But it has happened. So just be aware. It's all good. You know, they're really nice. Actually. Laura, you must have given them to me quite a wee while ago, too. the little confetti wieners. Laura joined us in the lounge momentarily. Yeah, they've been everywhere. They've been everywhere. All through my entire office.
I mean, banging around in the prize cupboard certainly won't be the worst thing we've heard in the lounge. We used to be used to often, well, every night, hearing the bottles clinking in the beer fridge as Sean was getting another drink, but he's taken a season off the lounge this season to focus on racing, so...
Good on him too. Good on him.
And speaking of the devil, Mr. Plough currently battling with Nick Mitchell. So Nick Mitchell qualified well, but has been going backwards a little bit in the race. He's already down 2 spots and soaking up some pressure from Sean McNamara as well. I wonder if this is, maybe he's had a good quality car but hasn't been able to convert to a good race car, or maybe is he just being a bit conservative on the tyres, hoping to go long.
Yeah, that's it. That may be a strategy and probably save a wee bit of fuel, but you know, maybe there's a little bit of animosity there from the other night. I know there was a call or two that these boys didn't agree on. So let's hash it out on track now, boys. Let's go. Go on, Mr. Black, get in there. Do your worst. You really show that back bumper what you think of Nick's calls the other night, brother. Get in there.
Yeah, I heard those two were yeah, I heard those two were arguing in the race control room there. Oh, Sean! Way too hot!
Oh, you knew I was talking about it, didn't you? You knew I was talking about it.
Well, he's managed to gather that up without getting into the wall, and just manages to rejoin safely as Jared Eccleston squeezes past him in the Simbax 05 entry.
Yep. Bugger. Oh, well, mate. You go, show old mate. Go on, get in there.
And now he's got Kristen Jenkins putting all sorts of pressure on him from behind.
And he will too.
One of the GT
sings on past, as the team boss sings on past in his hypercar.
Yeah, Steve Darren, the last of the hypercars, making his way around those particular GT3s there, as we have had the hypercars negotiating lap traffic.
Kristen's on him. He's on him.
Jump back to that side by side. I was just about
Here
to.
we go. Come on, boys. Let's go. Oh.
Who breaks first?
Oh, Shorty.
Oh.
Yep. Good on you, mate. I think he knew he had the overspeed there. He just needed to it was pretty close there, though, didn't it? Like, he was pretty jocko. Inside line there, it's difficult to, you know, from the outside, it's difficult to say anything, to have a rebuttal to the inside line there. But being that, you know, the inside curve of the next one, and these GT3s will absolutely destroy your car.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, wow. How else are we looking around here, buddy? Much going on?
What have we got? We've got a...
Chris Zaluski on Nathan Gardner. Nathan Gardner, worth noting. 14 incident points, mate. He's going for a skate, without a doubt.
Oh.
Yeah, he's going for a skate.
Yeah, I don't think you get to...
Nah, if you're hearing this, mate, if you can pull this off, I'll send you a prize even for the highest without getting it. Oh, absolutely. 100%. You will have my respect, mate.
Yeah, surviving an hour on one incident point, that is mighty impressive if he pulls it off.
So
Watch the space.
He can have it. Incident point wise, right? Only another other person in the double digits. Randall Lupui, did you say?
Leo Pui, maybe?
Leo Pui. Sorry, mate. I don't know how to pronounce your name. If you come into the Discord at one point and tell me, I'll never mess it up again. I promise you. I won't just call it something random and pretend that it's what it is, like Wayne and Sean do. I'll actually pronounce it properly. I promise you.
Actually, Randall in a bit of a battle. No, he's not. Sorry.
No.
Looked like on the timing that he had someone close behind him, but I might have been looking at the wrong data there. Oh, Mark Mudgeway just closing within a second, but he's got Jared Eccleston.
Yeah, he's got Jared really on him now, doesn't he?
He does.
Oh, Daniel Turner having apologised to someone on Chris Zalewski. Oh, okay. Little bit of pit lane shenanigans there. Oh, looks like nice camaraderie over the radio though. I think yeah, Mr. Daniel Turner maybe just coming in a wee bit hot into the pits and gave Chris Zalewski a push into there. Hopefully you know, speeding in the pits thing for him. But yeah, no, just some minor shenanigans and very well cultured over the radio. That's what we like to hear, isn't it, Shane?
Yeah, sure is. Unfortunately, not quite able to grab a replay on that. It looks like the data for cars entering pits just comes up a little bit too late for that. Oh, next
No,
actually I might be able to get something here.
just a
Oh,
wee
this might be
bump
it
through
here.
the entrance there.
So they've come into pit lane together, and
Just
yeah,
a wee, no, it's a bit of a bummer, but these things happen. But we're in this situation. The best thing you can do is go, oh man, I'm so sorry. Moving on, you know. And these two guys are obviously just, yeah, that's what we like to hear. It's wicked. It's a lot of people don't, and I understand that as well. A lot of people just will move on with the race, but yeah, it makes a massive difference, especially to the person that you're potentially pushing to a stop and hold or a drive through there going through the pits. 40-second stop and hold for speeding in pits. That's a big one, isn't it?
yeah, it's always a brutal one where you
Oh,
just made a little mistake and you see that flag come up and you just know that you're going to have to sit there another 40 seconds. It's absolutely brutal. I mean, it's over half a lap at most tracks, isn't it?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, really brutal. But then, like, I understand it because there is a lot of time to be gained if you're going through there. But because if you speed in the pits, well, you might as well just turn your pit limiter off and absolutely rock it to your pit box, is my theory. If you got done on the entrance, just turn the pit limiter off and send it in. I don't know if there's any merit behind that, and whether that actually does it or you don't get penalised again, mate. But if it were me and I got pushed through the pits, I would turn the pit limiter off and absolutely feed it to my pit box without a doubt.
Yeah, that's an interesting theory. I've had a few speeding penalties and never thought of doing that. I think I've come to the conclusion with the jump start penalty that once you know you've jumped, you might as well just get on with it. But I've never thought about it with the speeding and pit lane penalty. I might have to test it out one day.
I had this revelation the other night, and I'm like, well, you've already sped, so you're going to get another penalty for speeding, or so if you keep it above that limit. Yeah, you know, maybe there's I mean, I'm sure the stewards would have something to say about it, but I'm going to go out on my laurels here, and we're going to go for it.
So Mark Price in a bit of a battle with Michael van der Haas there. Michael making his way by, but then just running wide and allowing Mark to get back past. Steve Darren not too far up the road as well.
Oh, indeed.
So not sure exactly what's going on there, because I think Mark and Michael were both ahead of Steve Darren earlier. They haven't been into the pits.
Yeah. I think there was a wee issue there with Michael van der Haas earlier on. I think he had a wee spin there. I didn't see what happened in Pricey, but yeah, obviously Steve managed to kick it back into gear, and he certainly doesn't mind this car. I've done a few enduros with Steve in this car, and he's not a stranger to it. Maybe the Cadillac more so than the Beamer, but the hypercar itself, he's no stranger to it, and I think he's more than capable of pulling himself back up the field, keeping it together. So I don't think he's going to have dramas. But just while I'm here, we are stacking these incident points high, man. We're going to have to do a dump run soon. They are piling up. Nathan Gardner at 14. We also have Daniel Turner 14. Chris Zalewski 12. Randall still on 11, so he's holding out. Wicked. But yeah, we've got another guy. We've got Bill Kilgour, my mistake. He's on 11 incident points.
And he's just probably gathered up a couple more because he's just looped it down there.
Yes, he did. I've just jumped onto him as you were saying that. Oh, he's just that rear coming round, that Beamer. I don't have any other GT3 cars, but that Beamer just eats me alive with that rear coming around like that on you when you're trying to go through. It hates me. And there's a good reason why I race the V8 Supercars religiously at the moment, because that Beamer hates me and I've never got to the bottom of it.
The re-entry was a little bit tight as well, but both guys doing well to
Pretty tight.
recognise what was going on.
Yep.
Yeah, tricky corner that one too up for Atala there. It's coming up over the crest. The car does tend to get light just past the apex there as you crest the hill. So
For sure.
tricky little spot if you got on there a little bit too hot, and unfortunate for Bill to rack up a couple more incident points there as a result.
Absolutely. Keep in there, Bill. You know you can do it, Matt. Mr. Kilgout, you got this covered, mate. Hang in there. Keep driving like you stole it. Really. Right, where else are we going wrong? What's happening? Okay, so
We haven't looked too much at the GTP class so far tonight because it has been fairly spread out for the most part, but Steve Darren and Mark Price are within just under a second of each other, and Michael van der Haas, actually Michael has been slowed up by lap traffic and allowed Steve to get well within that 1 second mark.
Yeah, those P5, P6, P7 spots all up for contention there by the looks of it.
Yeah, so as we see the difficulties getting through some of the GT3 traffic there with 23 GT3 cars out there tonight. I was looking at 30th on the overall standards where the last 23, but 23 GT3 cars in tonight. That's a lot of slower class cars to make your way around, isn't it?
That is. And I think, honestly, when it comes to the sort of IMSA, he's given Steve Down a real shot at it with that traffic. When it comes to the difficulty in an endurance race, you know, like a 24 or a 12, etc., I feel like the most important part of it, like the biggest thing, yeah, you can be as fast as you like. If you can't get through that traffic, there's just you got nothing. If you can't know where to bide your time and say, no, I'm gonna leave this one and just take it to the next one, then that's what kills you. You know, you could go up the inside of a GT3 and you were 600 metres back and had far better downforce, far better speed, and just get cleaned up. And by no fault of the person in front of the zone, it's just you don't have those wits about you in this car passing through traffic. You're not going to get anywhere. And I mean, he seems to have dropped off a wee bit now, but yeah, that traffic really slowed him up, didn't it? Really slowed Michael up. Did Steve get caught in the traffic there as well, did he, in that same wee band?
Well, I think we got a little bit, but I think Michael's just showing absolutely remarkable pace at the moment to be already 2.3 seconds up the road from Steve. He is getting on with it.
Incredible. I thought there might have been something going on, but far out. He just made absolute lunch of that GT3 car in front of him, and just good night. See you later.
So that'll be worth keeping an eye on how quickly he can get up to Scott McKenzie. He's got, on last lap pace, he's about half a second quicker, so... Sorry, no, a second and a half even.
Ooh.
So he's showing great pace at the moment, so he could be working his way up through the field in very short time.
Yeah, moving all right.
Has got 8.5 seconds to make up to Scott McKenzie, but at that sort of pace difference, it may not take too long.
No, and being the sheer length of this race, like I mean, I think he would don't think he would struggle to get there at this point. So maybe just something to keep an eye on.
Nico Cordia, 8th place in GT3 class at the moment, putting pressure on Nathan Gardner in front of him in the battle for 7th there.
He is. And bearing in mind that Nathan Gardner was one of our ones that were getting close to that 15 incident point mark with 14. But breaking news, we have Daniel Turner. He's got to his 15 incident points. He'll be coming in for a skate. Yeah, so if it were me and I was Nico Cordia, without knowing how many incident points the gentleman in front of me is on, I would be just kicking back, waiting for him to make a reissue. Or the other option is that you know, he's going to be driving a bit slower because he's going to be a bit more cautious. So I would say Nico will have a real good shot at this if he puts his mind to it, which it appears to be the case. He seems to be making up a wee bit of ground there. So some interesting racing ahead, I feel. There's a GT3 car comes between the two, and rightly so. Or another one, Thomas McCall. He has pulled out 15 incident points. Sorry, Thomas, but yeah, let's go. Fits, buddy.
So just observing there with that GTP car making its way past Nico and Nathan there, great heads-up racing by both of them while they're engaged in their
Absolutely.
own battle to recognise that the faster car was there and just stay well out of the way.
It was really good. Really, really good. They just knew it was coming, got out of the way. Sweet as. Life's good. We all move on. We all go safe.
And Steve Darren able to get by them on the straight, and from my experience of racing the hypercars, that's always the best outcome when you are making your way through traffic. If you manage to just sit behind them through the corner and then get them on the straight, that's always the easiest and safest way to get by, as Nathan dives for pit lane out of this battle, so he is going to get his first pit stop out of the way.
Probably actually quite like not really a terrible idea there to get it out of the way. So like if he has to stop again for his incident, you know, he's still on fresh tyres. It's not like he's coming into the pits again, like, and then having to come in a lap later. You know, he's getting the tyres out of the way. When he comes out of the pits, if he does get that other incident point very quickly, he can just get on it with it, move on, and just continue on with life, rather than having to then, you know, come into the pits 2 laps later for a set of tyres and a splash of gas. You know, I would say that's probably not too much of a play in it, but I think that'll probably, like, I just know mentally that would absolutely destroy me, is that you get a drive through and you're coming into the pits and then you're like, oh well, I've got to come in a lap later, and it upsets your whole rhythm. So hopefully getting his tyres and one of his compulsory pit stops out of the way before he gets that goes. Wow. I'm not going to draw too many conclusions here, Mr. Gardner, but I would say it's quite likely you're going to get an RF incident point, mate. But I have all faith in you, brother. But yeah. Oh, crikey. Mr. Mark Price. He's on 15 now. We have... Oh, mate. Randall, 14. Chris Zaluski, 14. Nathan Gardner, 14. Is it just those 4? Yeah, those 4 there that are on 14 incident points, man. So they are stocking up quick. Hilgar, 13. Right off Jenkins, 12. I think this is going to be a battle of attrition in terms of those slowdowns, man. That is a massive, massive hit you have to take that drive through.
Yeah, for sure. We've got Taylor Mitchell, race leader in GTP, making his way into pit lane now, so taking his first compulsory pit stop.
Cool.
And he's going to stop in his box and actually just had to move forward a little bit to stop short.
Didn't he? Just had to move forward just a wee bit.
Probably if you're going to miss your box, better to be just a little bit short and move forward than to overshoot. You have to grab reverse and back up.
Yep. Especially in these cars, they don't. Well, anything with a sequential box, really, it doesn't enjoy. Oh, crikey! Just watching Hamish coming up on Mark Price there. That was just about a small incident with the GT3 in front of him. But sorry, I was watching this.
Oh, and Mark's run a little bit wide as well, and that's a very tricky scenario. Obviously,
that was.
Mark and Hamish racing in the same class, but Mark hasn't had the best of races and just been lapped by Hamish there on that occasion. So would have been getting blue flags, but having to try and make room for Hamish at the same time as he's trying to pick his way. Well, they're both trying to pick their way through those GT3 cars.
Bang on. Really, really tricky position to find yourself put in. Okay. We got Mr. Player himself, Mr. McNamara. He appears to be in P2 at the moment. Have you got any data handy? I would say he's probably still hanging on to that first set of tyres of his. That maybe what's pushed him up into P2 then?
Yeah, so he hasn't taken a pit stop yet. Looks like he's one of the last group of guys to pit.
Mackenzie giving him all the push as well. Hello, I'm here. I got new tyres. I got my gas. Where are you, buddy? Get out of my way. Sean doing the mature thing and knowing where, that's not net P2. He knows his place. I'm not up here because I'm faster than you, mate. I'm on the pit stop strategy, and he did the very mature thing.
Yeah, well, there's no sense losing time finding a guy that you're not actually racing in the big picture.
Yeah, absolutely. I just had to step away there to give the boys a wee bit of stick on the radio. That was Mackenzie saying, "Hey, sorry, Sean, for the wee bump there." And that probably prompted Sean to be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, no, I might get out of your way, buddy." But he said apologies. It's just coming in a wee bit hot. Didn't expect you. You know, old tyres and what have you. So, you know, is that a wee bit of Sean's medicine that just got used against him? Hey, buddy. Hey, where are you? Oh, faster than you. Get out of my way. Love you, Sean.
So Colin Hodgkinson, having taken his pit stop, has come out just ahead of Wayne Hartnell, so Colin can't get away from those battles while he's on that last incident point, can he?
No, he can't. Yeah, some boys starting to seriously put in their effort towards the next incident as well. Mr. Thomas McCole making up 22 of them. You know, he's got 8 left for a second drive through. That is just going to, a track like this. Wow.
And we've got a replay.
So it wasn't Cullen Hodgson's still good on his incident points. He's saying 4. So he's doing really well. That's definitely one of our lower numbers. That's for sure.
Okay.
It pales in comparison to Leon Ware, who's on 0 incident points. You know, that is just the star of the show. It's so clean tonight. Yeah, no, you just really don't find quality like that anymore, do you? As Cullen goes off.
Yeah, I've just caught that on my end as well, just taking the straight line at Tamburello there.
Yeah, so he's got a wee black flag there. Just slow down, mate. You need to give some time back for your little adventure across the soft stuff there. Head back in the game and have another go at it. But yeah, he's obviously up to 5 incident points now with that little off-runway excursion, if you will.
Yeah, and that's allowed Ryan Cotterill to just close in as well. Getting fairly spread out at the moment. Not a huge amount of small numbers I'm seeing on the gaps column on my live timing at the moment.
No, now I can't see that. I'm making an educated guess, but I'm going to believe you in every word you say, mate.
You'll take my word for it, eh?
I will. I'm jumping between different people to see how far cars away. But hey, we're catching some stuff. That's cool. But that Leon Ware guy, 0 incidents. That is just.
Yeah, that's impressive.
A track like this, you know, we're 35 minutes in. Not to have one is just impeccable. I can hear my wife in the background just cracking
up. So someone who's not going so well, Jared Eccleston has jumped to pit, so he's come into pit lane, but it's showing as he's gone hard right into the Armco there. That looks like...
Oh, that is a dirty disconnect, that one.
Yeah, that looks like some kind of equipment failure there, or maybe he's had some other disasters and it's a bit of a rage quit and he's just thrown it into the wall on the way in. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll
go back and have a look at my one. So he's had... he's collected a GT3 car, has he?
He's certainly left the Discord channel down there, so he's definitely gone for the night.
Yep. I think he gave someone a wee serve there, so I've seen a wee bit further back. I'll just see who that person was. Bear with me. And you might be able to see it on your data. So that person was a Mr. Oh, he didn't take out Bill, did he? Oh, he took out Bill. Oh, that's why he's going home. Oh, Jared, what have you done? What have you done, mate? So he has given Mr. Kilgore a serve, and then he has moved on with his life, keep going, and then maybe... I see. Yeah, okay. Look, fair enough. Pit crew tells you to come in, car's bucket, got to go home, you know. Could have a wife and kids sitting out in the trailer that are just begging for you to come back. Fair enough. Each to their own.
So the only data I seem to have on Bill is entering pit lane. I assume that's probably just for a okay, I'm gonna do the fatal sin because I can see this is picked up just just after the incident, which I don't have data on the incident itself.
Okay.
Oh no, I do. Sorry, I do. So I don't have to do the fatal rewind. Yeah, just a bit of an unfortunate one. I think Bill was just held up by some traffic and...
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I can see where both of them are coming from, unfortunately, but it's a bit sucky for both of them. But nah. Again, I hope you apologised. You're in the same chat there, Jared. I'm sure you passed on your apologies to Mr. Bill, and because as we know, it is on the following car to make sure they're keeping that safe distance from him and not taking out the person in front of him. However, I do understand. I do get it. It is. It's all just oh yeah, I just watched it again. That's pretty sucky.
So Hamish Cleland leading the race at the moment, yet to make his pit stop though, so I believe when he comes into the pits, Taylor will jump ahead, but I thought I better click on him because I know I've been there where I've run long in the hope that while I'm out front I might get some screen time, so let's give him some screen time.
I'll give it to him. Yeah, absolutely. So how's he looking? What in comparison of lap times at the moment? Because obviously he's getting on there. 40 minutes. These tyres will absolutely handle longer than that compared to what I'm used to with the V8 Supercar, where you get about 6 seconds into the lap and you've already melted a set of tyres off. But yeah, whether that's going to play into his favour, that's where I see it as being the big one. Is some people can go long, even in the V8 Supercars, they can go long and still be put in a really good position for the race. Let's throw names like Darren Lobb out there, who always goes long, and he can still manage to pull it out good because he manages the time and the tyres, and he consistently pulls it out over the course of a lap. Now, whether that's going to work for Hamish, I don't know. But what data have we got there in the lap times? Are they still competitive in his lap times, or?
Well, he's actually the quickest car on the last lap,
Well,
but of course that could be traffic affected as well for some of those other guys, but I do know generally with these cars in the GT3s as well, over the course of a stint, you tend to get quicker as the fuel load comes down because the tyres do tend to hang on quite well.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you've looked after those first good 3/4 of a tank, you will just be an absolute rocket ship for the last couple of laps. So you never know, he may pull out enough of a pit stop gap on him there. And some clean air, I know he's just gone around another GT3 car there, but if he pulls that out, he may be in a really good position, and it may set him up quite nicely. Oh, who was that round? Was that Nathan Gardner picking up his last instant point, was it?
What have we got? Might be Jason Bigby, I think. Going off track.
Yeah, it was. Yep, definitely
was. Just a bit of a wobble through there on the change of direction and just going around.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I did earlier see Hamish flashed by Bill Kilger in the gravel as well, and I've got a replay on that. So Bill coming down in towards Autmn and just running wide and losing the rear out on the marbles, and yeah, just that thing with the GT3s where once the traction control kicks in, it just stalls the rear end on you and goes around.
Wee bit of a I'll sort of give Jared a few props. I can understand it there where he clicked over his incident points. Unfortunately, I would say with that incident with Bill, and he said no, that's my race. So he's at 16, of course, and he's out of the race now. He's gone home. He's packed it in the trailer and gone home to see the girls. Rodolph Jenkins, 16 now, so he's either has or will be serving a drive-through. Bill Kilgour, 21. Nathan Gardner, 21. So he has got those. Got a Wayne Hartnell, 18. Chris Zaluski, 17. Randall, he's got a 16th one. Jason Bigby, he's just come into the pits now with a 16th incident point. Daniel Turner, of course, as we spoke about before. Mark Price, 17. One of the few hypercars there that have got their incident point count. The only hypercar there that's got his 15 incident points for the first drive through there. So bit of a bugger for him, but hopefully he sticks in it and keeps trying. It's a difficult race for him, but yeah, Mark, you got this, buddy.
And Mark in pit lane as we speak, currently showing one stop, but presumably that first stop would be his drive-through penalty, and looks like he's serving his first compulsory pit stop now. Mackenzie Stewart actually already in for his second stop in the GT3s, so...
Probably not a bad tactic, really. Getting that one over and done quickly and then going right the way to the end. Again, with the tyre model in these cars, yeah, you're nice with them, man. You can last that tank if he pulls it right. And because of potentially my little mistake there on telling these boys what tyres they didn't need. Maybe people aren't taking tyres at all. That's the other thing to think about, is that there are some boys here that can manage their tyres so bloody well that they will just send them right through, mate. I would be very surprised if they could, but it's not unheard of going an hour and 15 minutes on GT3 or hypercar tyres. Definitely not unheard of.
It used to be quite common to double stint the tyres in GT3s before they changed the pit stop.
Yeah, that's right.
Pit stop rules for the cars, where you used to have to do fuel and tyres separately, where now you can do them at the same time. So your tyres are always covered off by fuel in the longer races.
Correct. So you know, these guys could be saving all that time in there. If they've looked after their tyres, they could be saving all that time in the pits by not taking those tyres and getting on with it. So yeah, another wee dynamic to throw in there. Again, I'm not going to take responsibility at all for. Sorry, Doc.
And I think I believe the GT3 is running on unrestricted fuel as well, which means all the cars running on unrestricted fuel, which means the GT3 is probably not needing to add all that much, because a full tank in the GT3 generally lasts about an hour. So if we're doing an hour 15, that's not too much to add. So
there is,
they will
obviously need some, but it's going to be somewhere in between that you find that is your happy spot of your fuel there. Because I think if where was it, Spa, when we did the 24-hour in the BMW there, we were getting about 45 minutes out of a tank. A lot of that is full throttle, so you know, there's a slight difference here. It's quite a straight track, depending on how you look at it. But yeah, what goes of that will be anyone's guess. But in terms of results, I mean, they speak for themselves generally, don't they?
Yeah, that's right. Dan Turner putting pressure on Kristen Jenkins at the moment. Battle for 12th place in GT3. It almost looks like he's just waiting for a mistake, putting the pressure on, seeing if he can force that mistake out of Kristen, who actually dives to the pits and gets out of Dan's way now. So Dan will have some clear air to push on for a few more laps.
Very good.
That will be Kristen's second stop as well. So interesting difference of strategies between the two classes as well, where we're starting to see those second stops in the GT3s, where Hamish Cleland, Michael Vanderhaas and Steve Darren still yet to take their first stop in the GTP class.
Yeah. See, that's kind of counterintuitive to me, but I mean, hey, you've got to take him at some point. Who was that? Who was that up front there? So I just saw Mr. Nathan Gardner and Roger Forbert having a wee excursion into the gravel there. Not too sure. I'm just going.
They'll certainly having a bit of a battle. Looks like I've got data on them one passing the other and then going off track. So Nathan
Gardner, just watching it now, and I think Roger was just trying to give him a wee bit. Oh yeah. I'll get your opinion on that. So what was happening? Why was Roger slowing up? Did he have a slowdown? Is that what? So he was coming out of the pits, so he was quite slow already, and he was leaving plenty on the right hand side for him, and obviously he was quite slower. And Nathan had the room. He could have tuned in, but obviously he was going a lot faster. Compromised line on that first corner. What do you say about that, really, dude? What are your thoughts on it, Shane?
It's a really tough one, actually.
Isn't it? Yeah, I'm stumped. I mean, if you sat there and watched it all night, you could probably pick out who did what and blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, really tricky one. Slow coming out of the pits. Roger, you know, if Nathan had to follow that line around the corner, he would have been okay. But unfortunately, it looks like he's just gone a wee bit straight and not been able to do too much about it, which... Yeah, it's sort of a catch-22, because you say, oh well, Roger's there first. It's kind of his corner to turn into, but Roger knows he's a bit slower. Roger knows he's got someone on the inside. I would struggle with that one. If it were me, I'd be going to the illustrious decision maker on that one, and I'd be wiping my hands well clear of it and not throwing a call over that one, I think.
Yeah, for sure. It's a really hard one, because I mean, on face value, it certainly looks like Roger's just turned into Nathan's car already there, but Nathan
Yeah.
perhaps a little bit wide of the ideal racing line, wasn't really up on that apex curb, so it's a
Yep.
really hard call to make.
The compromise line for him, and then just then potentially could have gone. Oh well, it happens. It happens to the best of us boys. We move on, we love, and we forgive, and away we go, eh? On to the next thing. Who's going to take each other out next time? Let's go.
So Steve Darren has just taken his first stop. Hamish Hilland and Michael Van Haar still yet to stop, and that is a really long stint in these things. In my experience,
Really?
you'll be looking at around 45 minutes out of a tank, and these
I
guys
couldn't
have
have thought
managed to
you'd do
keep it
much more
beyond
than
that.
45. Yeah, for sure. Going off recent experience, the Daytona 24 in the hypercar, we were getting 45, 46 minutes out of a tank there in the hypercar. Obviously, a lot of that track is full throttle. Once you're out of the corners, you're full, and then the big bank section and the back section there, full throttle through there. But these boys can't have much left in that tank. They've got to come in soon, but they've also got another one to serve after that. So bit counterintuitive to me. But hey, maybe they're seeing something I'm not. Maybe these boys are on fire and they have it all sussed.
Yeah, Hamish certainly coming in now. I wonder if their strategy is go as far as you can on the first stop.
Yep.
Get those quick times on a low tank.
Yep.
Add the fuel you need, and then go all the way through to a lap to go. Make that second pit stop at the last opportunity, and then stop in your box, go straight back out without doing anything, and do the final lap.
Yeah, it potentially could be, especially considering I didn't put them under any obligation to touch tires.
And that was really tight as well. Hamish getting on with it, and I think Taylor had been quite far up the road when he made his pit stop, and Hamish able to put those good laps on as the fuel comes down, and it's put him under a second behind. So it's really worked in his favour, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Well done. Good effort. Wicked to see. I love the whole idea of differing strategies. I think it's really cool. Not being just one strategy to go for that's going to potentially put you at the front. I think that's really neat. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't necessarily make for the best racing in the world, but it certainly makes for the viewership, unfortunately. But it's still really cool from the outside point of view, seeing how these different strategies play out and what will be the best. So any future iRacers out there that are watching this stream, take note. There isn't always going to be requirements. Sometimes there's going to be a guy that steps into the broadcasting lounge and just tells everyone they have to do something that they don't have to, or vice versa.
Worth noting as well, I think Hamish may have taken advantage of your error, because his pit stop was only 17.5 seconds compared to Taylor Mitchell's 33.5. So big difference there. I think what's probably happened there is Taylor's probably taken 4 tyres, Hamish has just taken the fuel. So, or maybe a couple of tyres to be covered off by that fuel.
Yeah, very true. Is that whether he's able to put those extra the time and that extra lap time and on those fresher tyres where he's got heaps left to play with, whereas from the other side of it, he may be needing to go the opposite and actually be quite conservative.
And he does look to be struggling a little bit with car balance, so that for me is a sign that maybe you've got some warm fronts and cold rears, and you're just lacking a little bit in balance because you've changed 2 tyres and you got an offset in those temperatures. So
yeah. Now I heard from a guy that he roams the world. He's been roaming around for quite many years, and a bit like Voldemort, who shall not be named, actually taught me that you do corners. So you do front right and left rear. You can sort of keep, like, depending on what the track is, depending on what's, we've got predominantly high-speed left, or high-speed right, you can do those corners, so do front left and rear right. You can actually keep the balance of the car in check, rather than just doing fronts, or just doing rears, or just doing lefts, or just doing rights. If you stagger it, you can actually keep the car in somewhat of a bit of a happy zone there on that tyre that you've worn out the most throughout that track. you can you can keep it.
Oh, big moment for
Hamish, don't
Hamish.
escape. Yeah. Oh, ideal, mate. That is another couple of or another one incident point there to put him up. He's looking at 12, man. I think he'll be fine. I think he's a dude that knows how to manage his car when he needs to get into this stage of the race where he knows he's got, we're counting down to the last sort of 20 minutes or so of this race, and he will be looking at those incident points, and that is something that he needs to note. So whether that is going to translate, I think it's anyone's game at this point, really. Like, it's, do you keep pushing it really, really hard and risk those incident points there? I don't know. I'm one of those guys that would just go absolutely full send and
Yeah, for sure.
like get all of the incident points and be like, oh well, at least I tried, But others will go more conservative and say, hey, I'm happy with the P2. I'm happy to go home in my my grid position from the qualifying. Yeah.
Have to say as well though, sorry, chopping and changing the speed a little bit because it was a
No,
bit far out, but
go
as
for
we
it.
look at the slow motion replay, big tank slapper, but able to keep it pointed in the right direction there for Hamish. Like, he's gone
Yeah,
off the
yeah,
track and taken a trip to Granville and picked up a slowdown at an incident point, but
yep,
ultimately keeps it out of the wall, keeps it pointed in the right direction.
yep.
Pretty impressive job for how much it snapped going into that corner there.
Yeah, something like that, man. Some of these guys, they just they just blow me away with some of these high downforce cars. How they can just pull that out of the bag.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely blows me away. Because like when you're sideways in a high downforce, high grip car, it's like, no one needs that in their life. I mean, it's a bit different when you're skidding around in a Commodore, like for me anyway. You get a bit sideways in a ZB when you're gassing it up. Oh, life's good. Move on. These things, when they step out, it's it's do or die. So kudos to you, man. I'm impressed. Keep it up.
Yeah, absolutely. When you go over the limit in these cars, there's generally not a lot of pulling it back.
Or they bite. They tell
Yeah.
you, hey, nah, mate, you get out of there. Oh, crikey.
So we just
Taylor
missed a.
Mitchell, I just saw him and Ryan Cotter will have a wee squeeze on the way, but nothing too major. If you didn't see it on the data, then don't stress about it. It's not worth writing home to mum about, but just a wee nudge as the hypercar was getting past him.
Unfortunately, Thomas McCole has had another crash. So
Oh, bugger.
what have we got here? Oh yeah, just coming up over Peritala, just looping it there and ultimately shooting right across the track, and then
Yeah, bugger.
going on a bit of an adventure to get back pointed the right way, and actually does well to keep well out of the way as he's doing that.
Yep. Another very, very good skill to have. I would say it would be most helpful in officials, but also it's another very good skill to have in this league. If you do bust it, well, get back on without screwing anyone's life. So kudos, mate. Well done. Gotta give you props there. Anything else going on? I can't see. So I'm hoping you're going to pick up the pieces.
Oh, I'm still seeing reasonably big gaps all over the place. I think the closest
Okay.
thing we've got is probably Richard Saunders, just under 2 seconds behind Matthew Gerard. So it's all fairly well
Okay.
spread out at the moment. But
Well, I'll tell you something for free then. Richard Saunders, 16 incident points. So he's either has served a drive-through or will be serving a drive-through. So that's something to keep in mind. And who was the person you said that he was coming up to potentially?
Matthew Gerard, although Matthew has
Matthew
just
Gerard.
pulled that out a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Matthew Gerard sitting on 11, so he's not quite in the crush zone yet. But I mean, 1 4x, one good contact with another car, and that's all over. But interesting. So one with plenty of incident points go for the moon, and another one that could be getting close on that cusp there. Ooh, Thomas McCole, my main man, Thomas McCole, you absolute bloody legend, mate. You have served your second drive-through at this point, mate. 37 incident points.
Oh, he's only 3 away from that DQ.
Yep, 37 incident points. So that is up there. Like I said, I would be impressed if someone got there. If he gets there, I think I'm going to give him a prize as well. Who's that lowest? Jack Hintz. Jack Hintz sitting there on 3 incident points. That is That is awesome, man. Well done. Obviously, showing that hypercar who's boss.
Yeah, Jack's always a very smooth and consistent driver. He always does very well at keeping it on track and just nailing those consistent lap times down. And
Yeah, well
yeah,
done.
absolutely
Well
blows
done.
me away.
I think probably our next report of call, probably our guys maybe stomping on their second drive-through. Unfortunately, to note, Mr. Bill Kilgour, he's going on 26, so getting pretty close to a second drive-through penalty there. We've got Nathan Gardner, also another one who's 26 incident points, and next down from there, 22, couple of 22 right off. Wayne Hartnell and also Randall. So yeah, another couple of guys. Sorry, Mark Price as well. So another one that could be potentially looking at their second drive-through, which is not great at all. But
Taylor Mitchell taking a second pit stop at the moment. He does go up on the jacks, so he's taking some more tyres. So that's going to be interesting if Hamish... Oh, Taylor just disappeared for a second. I thought he had quit, but just a bit of a blink.
Just gonna go jump down on the radio for a second of these boys. So apologies if you don't hear this.
All good. So Taylor now just moving out. So looks like 24 seconds up on the jacks there. So longer than Hamish's first pit stop time. So if Hamish is taking the strategy of just come in right at the end to clear that requirement and not take any tyres, he could potentially jump out in front of Taylor at the end there. So that's going to be an interesting one to watch. Michael Vanderhaas.
Love the alternating strategies. I'm so happy to hear it.
Michael Vanderhaas looking like he's got a podium spot nailed down in GTP. He's a minute and a half behind Taylor in second and half a minute up the road from Jack Hinson fourth. So
just keep it chilling there, buddy. Just roll on. Could you please tell me, Mr. Plough, Mr. Sean McNamara himself, my main man, my teammate, the second best SDI driver. Sorry, Jigsaw, actually, my mistake. Pit it once, pit it twice. Where's he at?
He has just pitted the once, so he is running second in GTP, but he does need to come in for a second stop.
And what sort of gap to the next, let's say, three behind him? The people behind him all taking their second pit stop, or is he on for a podium this race?
No, there are a few behind that have taken their second pit stop. So Nick Mitchell is currently running third in GT3. He's 18 seconds behind, having taken both pit stops. Cullen Hodgkinson just behind Nick. 19 seconds behind Sean. He's taken both pit stops.
Okay, so not quite in that podium sort of range then. If he's got to take that second stop, is it? But I mean, what's a pit stop without tyres? I suppose that's another one to really look at. That's a fair
point. That is a fair point.
I've absolutely thrown a spanner in these works tonight, and I'm loving it.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
What's he going to do? He's got for Sean's sake, he's got 10 minutes. Plus or minus 10 minutes left to the race. Does he quickly sneak in? I've got enough gas that if I save it, I can quickly sneak in. I can just pull in for the pit stop, take no gas, no tyres, and off I start. What's the lane time? There's some real interesting could be some real interesting ones coming into the GT3s here. I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes.
Yeah, I'd say if he takes that strategy, I'm picking around that 20-second marker. So that would put him just behind Cullen Hodgkinson, but it would put him, it would definitely put him ahead of Mark Mudgett, who has to pit anyway. Then Ryan Cotterill's the next in the line who has taken 2 stops, and it would probably put him ahead, he's 36 seconds behind, so I would say it would definitely put him ahead. And
something to think of, eh? Something to think of.
Yeah, potentially not far behind Cullen for that final podium spot it would end up being. So could be really interesting at the end.
Yeah, definitely. No, I think that's quite cool. I'll pretend like I planned this whole thing, and you know it was great for the viewers, and everyone was. I'm just gonna pretend, and I'm fine with it. What else? Anyone else starting to get up into his own distant Cole? He's still hanging in there. He's on 39, mate. He's on 39. Me getting on the radio just before as well. I thought I'd just mute myself from the lounge. I thought I'd throw a wee blanket over myself in the lounge here. Yeah, I was just warning him, saying, hey, it's DQ at 40, buddy. Just letting you know. Don't want to see you go through all this effort and then get a DQ. That was man. So you know, maybe he didn't know. At that point, I just thought I would throw that reminder out there and say, hey, you're the only one close, bro. Like if there were like, you know, 20 of the guys that were getting close to that instant DQ marker, then, oh, well, you know, I'll let them figure it out for themselves. But, you know, one dude, that would suck. What's his position at the moment? Mr. McCall, where's he sitting?
He's currently running 19th in class.
In class? Okay, sweet as. So that's still not a bad result. It's still pretty good to come home with. And
yeah, absolutely. And credit to him for sticking to it after 2 drive-throughs. But
absolutely,
man, after two drive-throughs and this far into the race, wouldn't it absolutely kill you to get DQ'd?
Mate, it would. Honestly, it would just do me over. So Bill, he's looking at his second drive-through now very soon. He's on 27, Nathan Gardner 26, and Daniel Turner 25. So another couple of guys that are getting up close there. But yeah, Thomas, mate, you've definitely got tonight's award for the highest one, I would say. But yeah, after going through all of this, if you got DQ'd, I would absolutely spew for you, man. So keep it up, bro. Keep it on track. Take it easy. Do your thing. Come home with a pretty good result. Right, you know, say it's some good racing and life's good, and go from there.
So Sean McNamara has just taken his second stop, and he's coming out P5 behind Mark Mudgeway, who is still to pit. So he should move up to P4 when Mark takes his stop.
Okay, so a net P4 there, and what's our distance between?
Well, he's got 17 seconds to make up to Cullen in P3. So I don't think he's getting back to the podium without any incidents going on ahead, but
yeah, that's a tough shout.
I mean, finish. He'll be on.
All it takes is one spin out in front of him, and he can potentially be on that podium for sure.
Yeah, and either way, he's on to finish where he started in the overall, and he'd actually also be up 1 on his class position. So
I would take that as a good result, man. I would go home happy with that if I was Mr. McNamara, regardless of how it goes in front of him. It keeps it on track, keeps it clean. He'll be going home with a good result. So that's pretty cool. Well done, McTap. You are the man.
Absolutely. So Hamish Cleland has also taken his second stop. So Taylor moves back to the overall lead, and looks like potentially Hamish has taken tyres this time around. At least 2 of them, maybe.
Yep.
Slightly
like, oh no, these are stuff. I need to really deal with these.
Yeah, slightly quicker stop than Taylor's, 22 seconds over 24 seconds.
Okay.
And just over 3 seconds behind Taylor. So be interesting to see the lap times once they're both actually on a flying lap.
Yep, settled into hot tyres. Everything's good to go. Let's see where we're at.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Hamish might be on his first fire of the stint now, actually. His last time was shown as 44.
Hamish just had a wee moment. Just a wee moment. Nothing he can't handle. He's got this covered. He's under control. Again, the whole GT3, the whole traffic thing, definitely comes into it. I believe that was Thomas just making a good decision and just moving out of the way a wee bit, just keeping that last incident point in check, eh?
And I'm keeping an eye on my data to see if Tom's name comes up there.
I'm gonna be so gutted for him. I'm so gutted. Not long to go left. Like, not long at all, man. Just keep in there. You're doing great. What about our first drive-throughs? I completely neglected that fact. So, okay. Here's an interesting one for you. Hamish, 15, just got his 15.
Oh!
Yep. I was about to say he's on 14, and then I watched him go off track. bad luck, bro. That sucks. But
So that
kudos.
will all but settle the class result for GTP. Taylor, without any drive-throughs or spins of his own, should be able to cruise home to a class win there and an overall win as well.
Yep, for sure. Oh, that sucks for him. Yeah, I was just about to say, oh, I've neglected this. People on their first drive through. Let's have a look. I said, oh, Hamish 14, and then immediately saw it sing off track. And guess what? You know where it was? Turn 6, baby. Turn 6. My nemesis. I knew it. But also, worth noting, Taylor. Yeah.
I was just going to ask that. So he's not far away himself.
Maybe, keep an eye on there. Something. But looks like Hamish is coming in. Get that drive through out of the way. Get through the pits and just move on to the next one and go from there. But bit of a shame. But yeah, it happens, doesn't it? It's one of those things. And turn 6, baby. What can you say? You can't say anything. I hate it. Turn 6 can just remove itself from existence.
So what you say?
Oh wait, so he just. Oh no. Oh no, I think Hamish may have made a wee slight error there. He pulled into his pit box.
Oh, has he done? He's done Mark right, where you come in for your penalty, not realising it was a drive-through and stopping your box.
Oh no. Poor bugger. I just jumped on the radio and said, "Oh, sorry, bad luck on the foot." Yeah, what do you do?
Yeah, that's super unfortunate. Well, I think Michael Vanderhaas and Jack Hintz won't mind. It's going to promote Michael Vanderhaas to 2nd overall and in GTP, and it should put Jack Hintz up onto the podium as well.
Well, because if the viewers at home are not aware, so if you pull into your pit box and you go and take a pit stop on your drive-through, that does not count towards your drive-through, and you still have to serve it. So, yeah, looks like Hamish just did the unthinkable, and very easy mistake to make, and pulled into his pit box, as you normally would coming into the pits, and unfortunately that won't count towards his drive-through, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, that should be correct. Interesting to note that Hamish has carried on out there, so he's, I could certainly sympathise with him if he decided to just call it quits at that moment. You would be absolutely,
you would be
absolutely pissed at yourself.
Yeah, for sure. No, good on you, Hamish, man. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while because I've been in the GT3 races for a while, but good to see you back and good to see you. You haven't lost any of that form, man. Unfortunate race, but good on you, mate. Good to see. And another thing, while I'm here, just looking at people that started the race and didn't, haven't made it any further. We've had one person leave. One person parked their car up in the trailer. The rest of them have done the full stint. Good on you, boys. We love it. Long race, anything can happen. You stick it out to the end and you see how it goes, no matter what. And I love that. That's if anything else comes of tonight's race, mate, that'll be a good result for me, because these boys have stuck around and they've done, they've put in the hard yards and they've put it to the end. Doesn't matter where you end up. You can have stuff ups. Everyone has stuff ups, but they're putting it to the end, and that's bloody awesome. Good on you, boys.
Not taking anything away from your comments, but I'm actually counting 2 that have started and pulled the pin.
Have you?
So we got Daniel Scholes came in lap 4 and has left.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. I saw him and I thought that he didn't start the race, so my mistake. Oh, I'm offended now.
And of course Stonesy pulling out on lap 17, but even so, two cars out of 30 taking the start to retire is not bad at all. Like it's massive.
That's bloody good, and especially for multi-class racing where things can get tough under the pump there. Things can get really tough under the pump from both sides of it. From knowing you've got a faster car than these slightly slower cars. to the other side of it, where you're a slower car, and you need to be aware that, you know, these really, really, really quick cars could come up behind you. Oh, what do you got, mate? What do you got?
Unfortunately, I had just found a battle in GT3 where Randall Leopui was putting pressure on Roger Forbett, but unfortunately Randall just coming unstuck at turn 1 and taking a trip across the gravel, so...
Oh, yeah, that's tricky as well, that one. You've got a really fast car there. Oh, and he just touched the grass, didn't he? Just touched the grass and got the car unsealed. Dang.
Well, we've actually got a bit of a battle for the lead in GT3 as well now. Well, no,
Ooh.
sorry, I stand corrected, for second. So Nick Mitchell, well, I mentioned he might have just been going a bit conservative on tyres when he looked to be lacking a bit of pace at the start, and you know what? He might be coming on strong now. He's putting some pressure on Cullen, although Cullen just opening up that gap a little bit now.
He's still there though, isn't he? You know? We're going into the real nitty gritty of this race, the dying laps of it, where you can make or break this race right now by pushing too hard and spinning it, or really putting in that extra mana where someone is just struggling with their tyres and just ready to be overtaken. So we're into that, you know, really crunch time right here. So I would be surprised if we didn't see a white flag coming up after this.
So I think the iRacing time when you're looking at, I made the fatal error of going off that on Tuesday night and calling the white flag a lap early.
Yes.
But
2 minutes. 2 minutes
yeah,
behind us because of the start.
yes, correct. So on my SDK data, I'm seeing just coming up 2 minutes to go now.
Okay, sweet. Okay, so we're not, so it just clocked over on my end. I'm seeing there 1:15. So that will be very close. So in the dying minutes of this race, you know, anything can come of it. We got some.
So Taylor Mitchell has just crossed the line as race leader. So next time around, I would expect he will be getting the white flag.
Look at that! Look at that! Well, I mean, it'd be rude not to grab another beer to celebrate these guys win, wouldn't it? That's got to be rude not to. So, hey, yeah, you know, just for you, I'm going to grab me another wee tinny here, and celebrate. You know, 2 first positions, 2 seconds, and 2 third steps on the podium. God, I love multi-class racing.
That's great, isn't it? And we've got a battle for P5 in GTP. Scott McKenzie putting some pressure on Steve Darren.
Yes, there we go.
So they'll be 2 laps to go now. Just flicking back to Taylor to see where he is. So he hasn't taken that white flag just yet, although he's not far away from it.
Tell you what, mate, I'll keep an eye on the boys down here, up here in the hypercar place. I'll keep an eye on Scotty because that's our closest battle, correct? In the hypercar there.
Yes.
Wait, I'll keep an eye on this. You do what you got to do over there in the GT3 class. See if there's any moves and groovers that are getting pretty close to one another, and I will keep us updated here on this Scotty versus Steve Darren because, Steve Darren seems to be struggling a wee bit, but no, there's a couple of spots. That whole yo-yo effect where someone might be slightly better in one corner than the other, and being that they're an hour and 15 deep into a race, you'd start to know where you're pretty good and where you're bad. But Steve coming up to some traffic, which brings Scotty right into the mix. These guys are right on each other now, mate. It's pretty hot, but you do your thing, and I will. I'll cry out if I see anything getting pretty spicy.
Yeah, Matt Gerard putting a lot of pressure on Sean McNamara at the moment, and they're both dealing with allowing those GTP cars to make their way through. And in fact, I think they're right on top of the battle that you're looking at the moment.
Oh, really? Oh, yes. How they just came through it. Yeah, that makes sense. I just saw Shawnee there. Yep.
So they, I believe, should be getting the white flag right now.
Yep. I don't see it come up on my end, but that could just be me. I may be wrong. I would expect this to be the last lap anyway, for sure.
Yeah, well, we've gone over that time.
Yeah.
So surely Taylor Mitchell's got to be on the final lap.
Yeah.
And he's not too far away from the end of the lap. I'll keep an eye on that track map there. But Sean McNamara defending heavily from Matthew Gerard. They go side by side. Matthew's able to get around the outside. There's a bit of a touch at that turn 6 that Leon loves so much.
Shorty's covering
Sean,
again.
oh,
And he's
oh!
gone with
Was that a touch or net code, or did Matthew just drop it by himself?
You will be spewing.
Oh, Taylor's taking
Oh.
the checkered flag as we speak. Well done, Taylor
I'm
Mitchell.
sorry to take it away from you, Taylor, but there was some. And
I'm
Matthew
not sure.
Gerard, he just got a black flag from that too.
Oh, I'm not sure what's happened for P2 and GTP, but Jack Hintz has moved up into second.
Oh, crikey!
He's still on his final lap as we speak.
We have maybe a penalty there at the end that hasn't ticked over for me because I'm still seeing him as P3, but I mean there could be a.
Well, Hamish is in the lane right now, so I think he's had to come to the lane, whether that's for a penalty or something else.
Yeah. Yep.
He may have towed because I'm not even able to find his car when I click on his name. So.
Oh crikey! Okay, let's see. I'll just have a quick look back, see if I get to it. Oh yeah, he had a big mare. So you remember how we were talking about how good it was when you could these high downforce cars when they get unsettled, these boys can pull them back into shape.
He hasn't been able to do that, I'm guessing.
No, he hasn't. He's had a big one. He's had a big mare.
Mackenzie Stewart takes checkered flag to take out GT3.
Sean's run out of gas, mate.
Oh
Sean's
no!
run out of gas. Yep.
Callum Hodgkinson and Nick Mitchell have already crossed the line to take checkered flag for P2 and 3. And Jack Hintz is about to come across the line to take P2 and GTP. And we've got him taking out that final podium spot in GTP.
Very good.
Mackenzie Stewart throwing up some celebration donuts for the class win there.
Good lad. I wouldn't expect anything less from him. Good stuff. Oh wow, there we go. So what do we end up with here? We've got Taylor Mitchell P1 in the GTP. Well done, Taylor. Excellent race, man. That was well controlled. Love it. Jack Hintz coming in P2 after we obviously had him move up from P3 there, by the looks of that, because of Hamish's spin. Very unfortunate, Hamish. Very good race, man. You kept it bloody good. Michael van der Haas coming in P3. Hamish Cleland P4. Steve Darren P5. Scott McKenzie couldn't quite get the job done on Steve. Coming P6. Mark Price P7. And going on to that illustrious GT3. What have we got? We have, surprise, surprise, Mackenzie Stewart on that top step. Wicked, man. Wicked race. Cullen Hodgkinson coming in second. Nick Mitchell 3. Ryan Cotterill P4 in class, of course. Mr. Player P5. So, I like I say, P5, I would come home happy with that result for him. That's wicked. Another good result. Nico Cordia. Coming in there. That's P6 in class. Fantastic to see. Mark Mudgeway. Wow, this has gone really well. I mean, I'm absolutely spewing for Matthew. However, my teammate dictates my allegiance here, brother. And, it's a good spin in my books, brother.
Alright, well, we've got a few drivers waiting to talk to us in Park Fermi. I was just having a look to see if I could find the data on Hamish Cleland's incident there, but I couldn't quite find it. So,
yep.
Taylor Mitchell's got himself muted at the moment. He's just clicked that
go.
off, so we'll be able to.
Out of mute there.
We'll be able to have a chat to Taylor now. So, Taylor, congratulations on another win in GTP for the HPR series. How was that one?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty on my toes, trying to not get the incident points, but yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, I did see that, man. You were getting pretty close there, so really good to see you managed to. Yeah, really good to manage to see you managed to keep it off that instant point and keep yourself away from that drive-through, which, as we know, that can absolutely stitch you up when it comes to a race like this.
Yeah.
Did my call there for not having to take any compulsory tyres, did that throw a spanner in the works? Because it sure threw a spanner in the works at my end.
Yeah. I did
cool though. It was really cool to see.
Yeah, I did a race run before the race and fucking, yeah.
Gotcha.
In the works. Yep.
Hey man, still good result though. Like, yeah, epic drive, man. I'm stoked for you. That was really cool. I know there was a bit going there with Hamish where like it could have been anyone's race. I know there was a bit of
Yeah.
a tire difference between you guys, and in the long run, it all worked out all right for you. So yeah, no, I'm stoked for you on the win. Anything apart from the incident points that you really struggled with? Any imbalance with the car or track conditions
Um,
were a bit funny, or you're pretty good?
I think it was pretty good. The tires held on for 37 laps, so
That's good. That's
yeah,
really
so
good.
that was pretty good. Just trying to get through all the GT3 cars and them not
Yeah,
knowing where to go and if they want to get out of the way or pop on
yeah,
the racing line.
yep,
Yeah,
absolutely. One thing that me and Shane actually discussed earlier was it can be difficult for both parties in that, a GT3 who doesn't really know where he's going to be best on track, and he's got to make quite a few split-second decisions, but also with the car behind him, in a extremely fast GTP car coming up on slower traffic, and you've got to make quick decisions as well as to where you got to go. And obviously you made all those right decisions tonight. So yeah, hats off to you, man. I'm very impressed. I definitely couldn't enjoy. I may throw my head into you at the V8s, but I certainly couldn't touch you in this thing, man. So well done, well done.
cheers.
Any sponsors you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah.
Dad.
Yeah.
Go on.
Thanks to MRX Racing's, Jump Flex, Roads, Mackendo Construction, AWS Graphics, Brand Impact, Boss Powder Coating, SD European, Rampage, and yeah, that's it, I think.
Nah, wicked, bro. Shout out to all the boys that are out here looking after Mr. Taylor Mitchell. Well done on your P1, man. You can go. I'm happy with that tonight.
Yep. Thank you.
Cheers,
All
Taylor.
good.
Cheers.
Alright, so that was Taylor Mitchell, race winner overall and of course GTP, and we've got Jack Hintz who was P2 in GTP and overall. Jack Hintz able to pick up a second place there, well done.
Thank you very much.
That's some fortunate work there at the end, Mr. Cleland. Unfortunately, seeing a wee bit of the grass, wee bit of the wall. That's obviously played into your favour. I'm sure you'd be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, he deserved to be on the podium, really. He was running a really good race. So I was just gambling on my strategy working out.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously it has tonight, which is really cool. A lot of different strategies playing in there tonight with someone stitch up telling people they didn't need tyres, which it really threw a bit of difference in it for us as well. So really cool to see. Obviously you guys had differing strategies, and it plays into that last little bit of people's tyres maybe going off and the next person's coming on, and I think it's really cool to see. A bit of fortunate luck for you in the end, but very good result, man.
Yeah,
Very
for sure,
good result.
thank you.
No
That
worries.
was some of the hardest driving I've done in a long time. It was very intense.
Aaron 15, man, round Imola. Holy crap. That's it.
Race control scoring has
It's a good
far
thing
out.
I love the track, eh?
Yeah, man, that's it. Yeah, no, a lot of people are a bit like that, on these ones that they're like, nah, this is natural to me. You can just fall into it, and every lap just rattle off lap after lap after lap. And obviously, you're one of those guys, so really cool to see, man. Bloody good
Yeah,
results. So,
I was just
anything?
trying to play with the hybrid system the whole time
Yeah, yeah, that's
to
a bit of a
manage
trick.
that, really.
Yeah, that's a bit of a trick to these ones. Anything you struggled with majorly? Was the car pretty well planted round the track here? Like it was, or anything that you found like I could have used more downforce, or was there anything going on?
No, it was pretty safe, to be honest. There were a couple of times. The only thing that really was an issue were a couple of GT cars, but
Yeah, same old story.
it is how it
Unfortunately,
is.
it's probably the biggest thing. So, no,
Like everyone for the most part did really well, so I was quite impressed.
wicked. No, love your work. Well done on your result, man. And you can go home happy with that one. I'd say very good.
Oh, for sure.
All right, mate. Thanks for coming. We appreciate
Thanks
it.
very much.
Cheers, Jack.
Cheers.
Alright, so unfortunately Mackenzie hasn't been able to make it into Park Ferme there, but we have got Cullen Hodgkinson who was P2 and GT3.
Yep.
So Cullen coming home second in GT3 class there, how was that race?
Yeah, it was good. Nice clean race. So strategy went well. Yeah, I can't complain at all, mate. I'll just take that. The Mackenzie was way too quick for me, but
Yeah, I would take that one home and probably write home to Mum about it, man. That's a bloody good result. You should be stoked with that. Obviously, yeah. The strategy for yourself worked in your favour, and a lot of the strategy tonight seemed to be. I mean, it's hardly strategy with the incident points, but you know, a lot of it seemed to revolve around there. So a lot of guys falling back when people can take advantage of it. So how were your incidents looking tonight? Were they getting pretty close, or?
I finished on 11, so I was having a
done.
battle with Nick at the end, so I just didn't want to touch him. So it was pretty tight like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I ran my first pit stop. I filled the car up and took tyres and then ran it all the way to the end. So it worked for me. Yeah.
Yep. No, very well done, man. I got to commend you on that one. Well, can't argue with that at all.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Bye, boys.
Cheers, Carly.
Well, thank you for coming, mate. Appreciate it.
No worries, guys. See ya.
And we've already had one Mitchell in with us tonight. We've got another one who managed to pick up a podium in GT3. Nick Mitchell.
Another Mitchell boy, eh?
Hey, look at that. Big drive for the lads.
Oh, tell me about it. How you feeling, mate? How was
That was
that?
cool. That was actually hard work. It's not cool at the moment, and that was a tough track to keep it in, keep it off tracks at a minimum and battle.
P3, bro.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked considering I haven't driven this car very much at all recently. It was cool to jump in.
Wicked result. And I mean, I saw you're obviously getting close to that 15 incident, so it's at the end of the race there on 13. Far out.
It was until the last lap. I was sitting on 11, like, well, I've got to use a couple of the last lap, otherwise.
Exactly. You get to that point, you're like, oh well, hey, let's just throw it a little bit.
Yeah.
No, wicked result, man. I'm stoked for you. That's a podium in these things, especially with the crowd that's around you, is always a bloody good result.
Well, that's what I was asking Taylor. I said, who is who, and how quick are they meant to be? And where should I be? So I wasn't really expecting to be as high as I was. So no. But I think it came down to strategy. I think I picked the right strategy, which kind of gave me some good space on the track and jumped a couple of guys, which was cool.
Nah, wicked, man. That's like I say, bloody good result. And I saw it was getting there's a wee bit of his and hers between Sean and yourself there at one point or another, and you guys finishing similar incident points as well, 12 and 13 for 12 for Macca. So like, all it takes is that turn 6 is my absolute nemesis. If you go off a wee bit there and then just one more, and then it's all it would have taken. So I'll tell you, missus, about that, mate. P3 in the HPR series.
Ring the parents.
You're living the dream now. Tell you what, send them a post letter. Send them like a proper one in the post, and I think that'll really suffice for you. But bloody well done.
Dust off the facsimile machine.
You got it, mate. You got it. And just while I'm here, I'd like to throw a massive thanks out to you for Enduro series that kicked off this week as well. MRX and the boys there. Bloody good week of racing for the whole lot of us, I think.
Stoked to be involved for another year or another season, and that's cool.
We'll have you back, mate. We'll have you back.
Appreciate it.
Awesome, man. Thanks, Eve.
And you didn't even get to drive that beautiful looking Camaro safety car.
No, I know. And I spent like 3 hours practicing just so it doesn't spin out on it too. That's all right. I'm building up for Suzuka. It doesn't practice today.
PTSD coming into the thing, isn't it?
100%. Probably not just for me.
Yeah. And wicked. Thanks, Nick. We appreciate it, man. And and quick shout out there to MRX for all their support, and also continuing on with SuperCars NZ and what we do. So bloody good.
Appreciate it, Leon. Thank you, and appreciate what you guys are doing. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, mate. Somehow I managed to drag myself up to the waiting room there, but anyway.
And I'm in the broadcasting lounge by myself. And just sitting here drinking beer, talking to myself. Man, that was fun. That was really enjoyable. I really enjoyed watching that. It was cool.
Yeah, that was a great night. Actually, we didn't talk about our weekly sponsor, so we better get a quick plug-in. Fingers crossed.
You're joking. One of my favourite people in the entire world.
Absolutely. So.
Not so much his son, though, because he keeps beating me in the V8. But I'll throw it out there. Phoenix Drive Development, you guys are absolute bloody legends. Both me and Shane here can both attest to the quality of their setups and their coaching. Just the best in the business, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It makes a massive difference. They don't have a program for GT3s yet. So if you're looking for help with GT3s, maybe not the place to go. But if you're looking to get into the V8s and get good at racing those, absolutely hit up Laz. He will put you on the right path and give you some bloody great setups and some bloody great advice.
Yeah, for sure. And I can personally attest to it. It's just so good going into a race knowing that I've got a proven setup there that I don't have to stuff around with. I can just jump in it and go, away we go. So apologies, Laz, for not throwing you out there early in the night. Looks like we're having a little bit too much fun tonight. But hey, we've done our bit.
Absolutely. Other than that,
we love you guys. So.
Yeah, other than that, thanks of course to MRP, sponsor of the HPR series. Thanks to iRacing for giving us the platform to go racing on. And, well, I think we're going to continue roaming about and we'll catch you next time.
Yep, sweet as. And I will be getting in contact with you, Mr. Jack Hintz. You were our lowest incident point scorer of 3 incident points over the course of the race, so you deserve it, mate. Well done. And again, I would just like to throw another wee plug out there to Thomas McCole, who ended it on 39 with no disqualification. You're getting a prize too, mate. Top and bottom incident scorers, you both get a prize. Bloody good.
And worth noting, news coming through from Tom through Discord that was his first time at that track as well. So good effort.
What a champion! What a legend! Beautiful. Oh well, mate. Thank you for having me up in the lounge tonight, there, Shane. It's been bloody good fun, mate, and I'd happily do it again with you sometime.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for coming.